Welcome back to SoulShift, where modern science, ancient wisdom, and real life align. If you're new here, I'm so grateful that you found us. SoulShift is a space where we explore what it really means to heal and live from the inside out through conversations that bridge nervous system health, embodiment, nature, conscious living. We help you shift into a more regulated, intuitive, and aligned life. And today marks something special. This is our first episode of our Nurture with Nature experiences, where we share unique wellness experiences from around the world that inspire better health, deeper connection, and inner healing. I'm joined by Alexandra, part of the founding family behind My Arbor. My Arbor is a nature-inspired wellness resort nestled deep in the Dolomites in Italy. It was an absolute pleasure and unbelievable experience to witness all of her offerings. Think treehouse meets holistic hospitality. Imagine forest bathing and farm-grown nourishment and sauna rituals and really embracing a deeper philosophy, like literally rooting down like a tree, but remaining open to growth. In this conversation, we explored what it truly means to reconnect with yourself through nature, how slowing down to restore your nervous system can be a very intuitive and natural experience, and how intentional design, food, and community can become medicine. So come join me as we explore. I can't wait to hear what you think.
Welcome to SoulShift, where modern science, ancient wisdom, and real life come alive.
SoulShift is your weekly dose of inspiration and a reminder that meaningful change can be both gentle and powerful.
Together, we'll unlock practical tools, share conversations that spark something beautiful, and celebrate every facet of your incredible human experience.
Your energy matters, your growth matters, and you matter. Let's shift boldly,
joyfully,
together. Welcome, Alexandra.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no, wonderful. Thank you for taking the time for having this chat. As you know, I just had the extreme opportunity to visit and experience everything My Arbor offers. It's completely and utterly magical. That's what I would say as a guest. I'm very excited to learn a little more of the background of this wonderful place that I consider a treehouse in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
And so as a guest, I really thought that everything here, everything from like your staff to the visual, to the food, to the wellness activities, much intention and detail and underlying holistic and natural approach. And so I'm excited to learn more about this. And so what does My Arbor mean to you personally, whether yourself or your family, like as a vision? And how is the spirit woven into the guest experience?
Yeah. First of all, well, thank you for being with us.
Sure.
We're very happy that you liked it.
Yeah.
And yeah, for us, My Arbor is it's for us, it's our home, it's our place where we are. And that's also the feeling what we want to give to our guests. And to give maybe a little bit of background, the name My Arbor actually comes from the Latin word tree. Arbor is the Latin word for tree, so it means my tree. And as you said, of course, that is for the architecture, because as you said, we're a tree hotel built on stilts in the middle of nature. But it also symbolizes a strong dedication to our territory, to the traditions, to rooting oneself and calming down. But then as a tree stands tall with the roots, but it's also open to small changes. It flows with the wind. And so we want to be at My Arbor as well, connecting with ourselves by being in nature, but then also opening our minds again and being as the trees.
Oh, that's beautiful. And, working with folks, but in a holistic manner, rooting and healing from within is very, very important, because then, as you're saying, we can become more embodied, right? But then we have the resilience to be able to sway back and forth, right? With life's challenges and life's joys and things of that nature.
Yeah. And nature teaches us so much. And we take that example, like I said before, just looking at the trees. And we can learn so much from them. And then the other side, they also give so much power. Like hugging a tree actually calms you down so much. I'm so shy to incorporate that.
Yes, and I had the opportunity to do the 2.5-hour forest bathing. Absolutely amazing. And Kiki's wonderful. Yes, on a side note. And the experience was just that. I mean, she brought us in, we became embodied, but then she kind of wove in like us connecting with nature, whether it was our feet or, like you said, hugging in the tree or doing different sensory type activities.
Yeah.
And it was really beautiful.
Yeah. So no, and that's also what Des really like, and especially that experience, the forest bathing experience. And it's sometimes nice because sometimes we also do it with like some smaller corporate groups or retreats. And especially men, maybe at the beginning, they're a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
But once they come back, they actually enjoyed it so much. And they said, it's so nice to not think about anything for a moment and just calm down and breathe in the fresh air, think about yourself. So it's actually, we also, with the skeptical people, we try to actually convince them.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. And that's great because they're open enough to try.
Yeah.
Well, my partner hadn't done that before.
Yeah.
And we went on a hike yesterday after, and there was portions of the hike. He said, let's just not say a word. I said, okay, next 20 minutes. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
And so it was a beautiful like trickle effect in terms of just integrating that use of the body. And so, I mean, that was because of activity. Yeah, so hopefully it'll continue down the road.
Yeah.
And so I'd love to talk a little about this nature-inspired design that you have, about having this as a treehouse. I read, is it correct in saying that some of the trees from the forest nearby are actually out of the hotel, the foundation?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So actually for the hotel, we had like an architectural competition where several architects presented their idea.
Nice.
And there was this one team actually from Brixton as well. So from the city where we are, they presented this idea built on stilts, fully integrated in nature, like a tree hotel that we liked so much. Actually from there, everything else started, like so the main name, then the interior. And then, as I said, for the interior, it's true, we took a lot of material that was already here and we brought it back to the hotel. So, as I was telling you, we also have like a very big tree trunk reception and it comes very close from the area. And we always say it continues to live with us. So, it was 200 years old when we brought it, but now we say it's 207 years old because we believe that the trees, they continue living with us and they experience so many stories because they see the guests coming from all over the world.
I have goosebumps, like the whole feel of the location, because I truly believe, and it sounds like that was your family's vision, the energy from the trees, it's just a natural, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And if you open yourself up as us, as human beings, you just really elevate everything we do.
Yeah.
So, oh, that's wonderful. So in terms of holistic wellness and mindful living, I know that's a big part of the experience here. And I was curious because, and tell me if you're seeing this or not, because I'd love to learn if not. But as far as I've seen, like a lot of today's travelers, including like myself and friends and family, we all want to downregulate our nervous system. We want to understand how to have better emotional regulation and just we're more peaceful inside because a lot of people are very successful on the outside, but they just haven't figured out, like you were explaining about that corporate gentleman, how to actually slow down on the inside. So how do you help us do that here at My Arbor?
So we have a series of different activities that are included for every guest that wants to participate. Like we don't force anybody to participate because we believe the My in My Arbor stands for my holiday, the way I want it. So every guest can decide their own rhythm, how they want to do it. But we offer a series of activities where guests can participate, such as guided hikes, forest bathing, breathing exercises, sauna infusions, yoga, pilates. So a series of activities in the nature or just in our hotel that actually educate to slow down, to reconnect with oneself, and just to bring that holistic experience together. So we try to guide those activities, but are open for all the people that want to join.
That's wonderful. And I have to say, I think we did almost every one. We did a lot of the sauna infusions, which was really, really interesting. I had not experienced that before. And then the different sauna rooms. And then with the different herbs and the essential oils, and then cotton, the pepper. I mean, everything was amazing in terms of just walking through that type of experience. And I think that's something that people would just have to see for themselves, right? And the way that the staff works through that. And then we did the yoga, and then we did the breathing with the sauna and pigeon. So I'd love to talk a little about how My Arbor uses food as medicine, if that's okay. And that's a terminology I'm using, so let me know if that's correct in terms of your vision. But the courses, the 7 courses, are so delicate and specific and delightful, and the flavors and then everything, as far as I understand, is farm to table from your farm, plastic free, and local sourcing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because I could tell, like, everything was very intentional.
Yeah, I would say so. And I would say the biggest factor is just the quality and freshness of ingredients. So as I said, we have our own farm where we cultivate 20 acres of land with different vegetables, roots, grains, olive oil, wine. We have our chicken. So we really have a big spectrum of food that we bring to the hotel. And because we have so short supply chains, because we grow it ourselves, we can actually collect the food when it's fully ripe. And that makes a big difference because it tastes like something. You can let it grow. And also with the rest, we use just products from nearby farms, short supply chains. And we think that the biggest medicine is food, is just the quality of the ingredients and the freshness of ingredients. And so we focus on that, but also on homemade products. So we use homemade bread, our granola is homemade, all the jams are homemade, syrups. Also at the bar, we make infused alcohols, we prepare our own syrup. So we really try to focus on that homemade and think that actually combines into medicine.
That's absolutely amazing. And as a functional nutritionist, of course, I completely agree that food is medicine, and it's just another part of our energy, right? Yeah, we're feeding ourselves. And we were definitely extremely pleased of being able to experience that. And then on a side note, I have several sensitivities, and just so you know, your staff was amazing. I was able to, navigate it the first night, and then I was able to just relax and just enjoy. And a lot of times when you're traveling, obviously you don't want to be sick, right? So it's a concern, and I had no concerns.
That's good. Yeah. It's something also very important that, of course, all the allergies and intolerances, like we cater to them, but also vegan and vegetarian options. And every evening we do like a briefing with the whole staff where the chef actually explains what is in the plate, and we know which guest has which allergies and intolerances, and we call it to the waiter so he knows exactly what he can offer to the guests and what not. So really focus a lot also on the education of the menu because it changes every day. But also for breakfast, we try to have options for everybody and also cater to the different needs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just forgo dessert wherever I go because it's just not available. And everything was absolutely amazing. That leads into your staff. Like, it just seems like they care so much. And I don't know. I mean, we felt that everyone's a big family, per se, that as much as you can be in a sizable location like this, is that part of your philosophy?
It is. We also, like our team, we also call it the My Arbor family. So we really try to make a big family. We do events with the team, to do the friends evenings. So we try to have positivity to bring in the hotel so they actually can also give it on to guests.
That's wonderful.
And you see also that they're like friends among each other. Yeah. So it's not forced. They're actually friends. And then, of course, you feel that positivity.
Absolutely. Like, you can tell, like, you can feel if somebody loves their job. And a couple of waitress and a massage therapist and then another young lady downstairs in the sauna activity, they literally said, I love my job. We were talking and I said, you just have amazing aura. I said, and they're like, well, I love my job.
Yes, I think everywhere, if you love what you're doing and if you're happy to go to work, I think then you can pass on the positivity more easily.
Yeah. The last thing about the staff was communication. I can say your English is amazing, and I won't even have on film my Italians. So the point is that a lot of, I could tell your staff is beyond bilingual. And when you're announcing, even in the sauna, they were explaining what was happening in several different languages.
Yeah.
And that was just a really nice touch.
That's good because like we have this special thing where we are in South Tyrol, we are in Italy, but we speak German as our mother tongue. So everything is like trilingual. And we have guests from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, but also Italy, and then of course from all over the world. So we try to have everything at least trilingual. And then we have somebody that speaks additional languages, but most of our staff actually knows 3 languages perfectly.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. And so moving to a whole aspect of connection and stillness and embodiment, I was sharing that in my practice, I nurture through nature and really educate people of how they can build themselves from within. And that was one reason why we were so attracted, because of the nature-inspired experiences we were going to engage in. And so I was curious, do most of your guests that come in, are they just really high-achieving or go type people? Or do you find that they're already laid back, or are they coming here specifically to decompress and relax? Like, am I a typical guest? But yeah,
I think it's actually the third option. They have a busy life. They have, whether it be careers or families, but like we all now live in a hectic life. But sure, every day you need to give your maximum, and they actually come to then just recharge the batteries and reconnect. And for us, the biggest compliment is always when at the end they say, "I'm so relaxed," and after a short break of 2 days, they sometimes let it go all off, and then they actually have the strength and power again to go back home and continue their routine.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's beautiful. I mentioned that I researched over 15 different places. I'm a bit of a researcher. And, we landed here coming from America, right? So you're not around the corner. And hopefully you're taking that as a very big compliment. So
100%.
What would you inspire other Americans, because obviously I'll be sharing this so anyone can see, but to come specifically to My Arbor, do you have any words of wisdom or what the inspiration? I mean, I literally looked at your website and you had a lot of different, what I call mantras. You had like grow, blossom, nourish, become rooted, things of that nature. And just as a holistic practitioner, I'm like, what a bell, my life. I said, oh, this sounds like it definitely resonates. Yeah. And then I kept reading further. For anyone, I would say, that wants healing and wants, like you said, recharge, to come here, was that part of the underlying vision of My Arbor?
Yeah, I would say so. It's just to reconnect with nature, but then also to reconnect with yourself. But then also by experiencing the different activities, what we call my moments. So it goes again with My Arbor, my moments. It's just experiencing what you like. And all that makes you actually rooted and calm again. And we try to do everything also with a good and high quality. So that's also very important for us, that it's not just experience, but it's honest and high quality experience, whether it be in food, in drinks, in the spa, but also in the rooms and in activities. So we really try to do that and try to do it with like passion, like we're family owned. How it sounds, so it goes already. It's like a high project, and we try to pass that on to the whole team, but then to guests.
Wonderful. And you could feel it as a guest.
I'm so happy.
And this is maybe an odd question, but the 3 trees, the branding, is there a reason why there's 3 and why they're the particular trees?
Actually, also the graphic designer, she's from here, and we did the branding in-house.
Yeah.
And it's hand-drawn, so she drew it. Yeah. They are the trees like what we have here nearby. So, of course, they symbolize, again, the surroundings. But actually, there's no specific reason why it is true. But then the logo in itself, like with the 3 trees and My Arbor, it's again like a big tree. Yeah. So it's more of like a design.
So in closing, you had a magic wand and you could wave it. What would be your wish for every guest that comes to My Arbor when they walk out the door?
I would say that they just enjoyed their time. They maybe gain experiences, new insights, but maybe also found, again, a little bit of peace, a little bit of strength. And they maybe take it home, that sometimes just pausing for a few minutes, breathing helps a lot. And so maybe it's best to just like sometimes take time also for yourself, because that's important as well.
Absolutely. I believe I read your 3 philosophies. Was it earthness, individualism and freedom.
Yeah.
I believe those are the three, which was just beautiful because I read that after my experience and I said, oh, we did.
Yeah.
So it translated through.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time. I'm going to encourage and share your words of wisdom in our chat with as many people as I can, because this was truly just a magical experience, and individually, and then like as a couple, you just naturally feel more at peace, more centered, and more embodied, and then more connected, like together,
Yeah.
not apart.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. Bye, guys. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And I have a strange feeling if this year you're about to book a wellness retreat of an inspiring nature, My Arbor is going to be at the top of the list. What a powerful reminder that healing doesn't always require more doing, that wellness doesn't have to be extreme. It's simply remembering how to pause, or how to breathe, or how that we as humans are actually nature, light, and energy. And when we connect with nature in this way, through this lens, it's such a symbiotic experience. And I loved how Alexandra described that their greatest vision is for guests to leave with more peace, more strength, more inner confidence, and sometimes simply the practice of maybe having a few conscious breaths when life feels hectic. This is the essence of SoulShift, small embodied shifts that create lasting change. If this episode resonated with you, please take a moment to leave a review and subscribe and share it with someone who also might need a reset or has wanderlust of a soulful, nature-inspired retreat on their bucket list. Your support helps us continue bringing these conversations to bridge science and soul and ancient wisdom and really the day-to-day happenings of real life in a grounded and accessible way. And always remember, keep listening to the whispers of your heart. They are your truths. Until next time, cheers. Thank you for sharing the sacred time today.
We hope something in this conversation touched your heart
and offered nourishment for your soul's journey.
Remember, transformation is most effortless when it happens one tender shift at a time.
Until next week, we invite you to carry one insight from today into your life.
Not as a task.
Think of it as a superpower to yourself.
If something resonated, we'd love to hear from you. If you're joining us on YouTube, feel free to leave us a comment below.
Your words ripple outward, offering connection and comfort to others walking this path beside you.
If SoulShift feels like home, please subscribe and consider leaving us a review.
Your support will help us reach more hearts that need to hear they're not alone.
We're holding you in love, so know you're not alone. Your journey matters.
May your heart be filled,
and may your path be filled with grace.